Congrats, someone just told you to start a Substack, but before you do it, I want you to stop. Because just start a Substack has by far become one of the most expensive shortcuts being passed around right now. Not because Substack is a bad platform, it isn't. Because most people jumping in have never asked these 3 questions before deciding where to start or grow their newsletter. Why just start a Substack is the new bad advice. 2, the 3 questions I want you to answer before you touch any platform. And 3, what to actually do if you're starting from square one today. And I promise you my answers might surprise you. Stay with me because that last point is going to change how you think about all of this. Welcome to Content the Commas, where I teach you content strategy like you've never heard it before. Okay, so just start sounds like good advice, but it's not. It works when the stakes are low. Post a bad tweet and move on. For real flops, whatever. But newsletters take a lot of time and attention, and that might cost you months of growth. This is what I keep seeing happen. People pick platforms the way they pick restaurants because someone on Twitter said it was good and the screenshots look nice. But that's not a strategy, that's impulse. Substack is actually a great platform, but I want people to really consider where they go next. They've made newsletter creation look like content creation. You just post and go. But a newsletter isn't just a post. A newsletter is a full publication. Publications need audience, purpose, and a monetization built out before you publish your first issue. If for whatever reason you pick the platform before you decide on those 3 things, it's like building a house on sand and wondering why 6 months later it's not standing. So these are the 3 questions I need you to answer directly. Please do not skim past this before you pick any platform. It doesn't matter if it's Substack, Beehiiv, Kit, Flowdesk, or Ghost. It does not matter. These are the 3 questions I need you to ask yourself right now. Question 1, what is the job of this newsletter? Not build an audience, because that's a goal, that's not a job. The job needs to be something specific. Do you want authority in a certain space? Do you want leads? Do you want clients? Do you want to build a community? I want you to pick one job in 1 sentence. And if you can't do that, I promise you, you're not going to be ready to pick a platform or even start the newsletter. Question number 2, where does your audience currently live? I want you to really think about who the audience of this newsletter is for. Is it for consumers? Is it for marketers? Is it for operators? Is it for founders? Is it for entrepreneurs? Substack's discovery works with certain audiences. And if yours isn't one of them, I promise you your distribution may not be to its fullest. Question 3, what does your monetization roadmap actually look like? Substack takes 10% of paid subscriptions. Now that's fine if that model works for you. But if your plan is to sell your own products, build your own courses or community, you are literally siphoning your own profits. Me personally, I want to own my audience and keep everything that I make. Here's the truth. If you can't answer those 3 questions, that's the real clarity. Spend the week on the first one before you write a single issue. 1 week of thinking is actually going to save you months of poor decision making. I put together a full platform comparison, pricing math, subscriber ownership breakdowns, and which model may fit your business the best. It's free, it's linked below, so grab it right after this. Now, let me also be fair, because Substack is genuinely a good product. If you walk away from this video thinking I'm against it, that's kind of wrong. If you're a writer, and I mean someone who generally just loves writing, has no plans to monetize, then I would say Substack might be the best option for you on the market right now. The network is real, they have great cross promotion, and people really see it different than any other social platform, even though it's an app. It has some great discovery mechanisms for your newsletter. If your audience is already reading other people's, then you're basically leaving reach on the table by not being in that ecosystem. But when I decided to do a newsletter, I want to make my newsletter a business. And if your revenue model is built into selling your own products, then I don't want you to consider Substack. I thought about ads. I thought about selling ads to sponsors and stuff that doesn't really have a great ad network. And there's no mechanisms for even selling your ads on Substack. Most importantly, I'm an email person, and every single Substack I subscribe to, their emails look the same. Then you're now put in the bucket of either email fatigue or people are weighing their Substack subscriptions next to the Netflix subscriptions. And you don't want a subscription model in that way. Writing could be solid, content could be real, but the platform was just wrong for really building that business, in my opinion. So here's my honest answer, and I think you deserve honesty. Not because it depends on whether you leave this video choosing Substack. Personally, I use Beehiiv. I'm not sponsored by Beehiiv. And I don't think Beehiiv is even better, because it isn't. But it fits my specific business needs. I want my newsletter to look distinctive for each person. And yes, the social feed of Substack is great. That's all you ever hear. Plus, only a tiny % of Substack newsletters actually make real money. If I were starting tomorrow and had the same profile, same requirements, it would be a no-brainer for me personally. But if you're a fiction writer starting tomorrow with no existing audience and building from zero, then Substack's network may actually benefit you. At the end of the day, the platform will not save a bad strategy, but the wrong platform will kill a good one. And the people telling you just start a Substack aren't wrong about newsletters, because newsletters are one of the best long-term plays you can ever make, full stop. But what they're wrong about is thinking that this advice is one size fits all. Here's the thing no one actually says out loud. There is literally no best newsletter platform. There's only the one that matches what you're building, who you're building for, and how you plan to make money from it. Remember, this is content to commas. So before picking a newsletter platform, make sure you ask those 3 questions and answer them honestly. Then you pick. Once you know your platform of choice, the next problem is to show up immediately. What are you going to write about every single week? Or what is even your cadence? Most newsletters are not failing because they chose the wrong platform. They're failing because they're not really consistent and the writing is bland. Just because I love giving you as much value as possible, I'm also going to include my Claude skill that helps you generate newsletter ideas. And with that, I'll see you in the next video.